At first glance, you may not see it. You may not see why this modest apartment located above a home in Austintown, Ohio, is so special for two very unique women. As Terry Hauser walks up the steps, she's also walking back in time.
Well, we were in a little efficiency apartment with a little tiny kitchen and one little room. So when I walked in and I actually had a kitchen, it was pretty cool. It was just like, it felt more like a home, and it was our first home. And I was a whole 18 years old, so it was pretty cool.
It was in this place that so many firsts happened for Terry and her new husband, Jim.
First attempt at making a homemade pie. I'd never made pie before. I had several tries at the crust that got thrown away before I finally got one to roll out. So I made my first pie and I sat it on the counter there and took a picture of it before I baked it, just in case it didn't turn out. I could show him I did actually make a pie.
And it was the first of many pies. Baking eventually became how Terry makes her living today.
I had my own business for 11 years where I baked, and I taught pie classes at the vocational school at Mahoning Valley MCCTC. Yeah. And now I'm working for Haas Apple Orchard and Cider Mill, and I bake lots of pies there.
A woman by the name of Jamie Gimmel now lives in this apartment. It is in this space that she is facing many of her own firsts.
I went through a change in my life. My husband and I separated, and I was looking for a place for a fresh start and a place that had enough space that my 4 kids could come anytime they wanted to, and a place that felt like home and something that I could also afford.
Just as Terry had done more than 30 years ago, Jamie saw this place as inspiration.
I needed a space that had either a spare room, something where I could make my soap and my healthcare products.
Her soap-making skills found a home of their own in this quaint apartment.
But when I came in and I went in and it was big enough for all of my children, and then on the back there used to be a porch and they closed it in. So it's just a long skinny room. There's really not much use for it. And it was absolutely perfect, and so we call it the lab. It's my lab.
For Jamie, moving into this apartment meant putting in quite a bit of work. When it came time to tell her parents where she planned on moving, she was prepared to have to convince them that she was making the right move.
It was hard, and she was concerned about where I was going, and so she started asking me a lot of questions. Where is this place? Is it in a safe place? Is it going to be okay for the boys? And so I started explaining to her, it's a private apartment, it's in a nice part of town, it's not like in an apartment building, it's above a garage. And then she was telling me, does it go back? Like, is there a garage behind it? Does it go, the stairs go up? Is there and she was describing it, and I was like, is she spying on me? It was really creepy. It was really weird.
And she said, it's above a garage. And I said, oh my gosh, Jamie, your dad and I lived in that apartment.
So you did not know?
I didn't know. And then she started texting me these pictures. She pulled out the photo album and she sent me a picture of her driver's license with my address on it. It was so weird.
Once Terry and Jamie's father, Jim, found out that her place was once their place, the convincing process went a little easier.
It made me feel a lot more comfortable about being here.
Made me more comfortable.
Supposed to be. I was supposed to be here.
And this apartment is where many more firsts will happen for these two women who just happen to be mother and daughter.
It's her. It's so different. It's her. It's what she likes, and it's her crazy colors and her fish sign and her soap lab. It's her. And the boys have a blast. They're happy. So it's different and an adjustment for everybody, but it is a blessing to her just like it was to me. Different times.